No, I'm on my sales.
You don't want to get 12 with
God, it's fine. Sorry.
SHALAM, which means to Israel.
Sorry. Imagine, which means to stand. All right. Well, Punya, we're done, which means to rise and face the east. You have to grab it on that side. Sit that down. All right. And we're going to east in here, Elisha. Straight ahead. We're going to start with the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew.
The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayah. Wadah. I.S.U.P.K.
Shemka. Yahweh.
Malakutah.
Tabah.
Batazah.
I.S.U.P.K.
Baharatazah. Kawah.
Shemayah.
The Thalanau. Lacham. Yawam.
Wasalachna.
Kabawafna.
It's like me. Wala'a. Tabayana. Banasaya one. Ball. I was shy now. Ayan. Ra. Kaya. Hamalakwa.
Awalam. Aman. In English. Our Father, which art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from me. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. You talking about?
Forgot the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Bashim Yahushua.
Abukashah.
Thundanau. Hakat. La Pa'a. Matalah. Marawa. Lataho. Amatazarai. Awakawa.
Katama
Lagar Bashim Yahushua.
Wadaman. In English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Please give us Salakia. In the name of Yahushua. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All men of sickness. And all men of disease. Power to cleanse the leper. The power to raise the dead. The power against the unclean spirit. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it.
The prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Bashim Yahushua. Barak Wayasha'ala. Waha. Bayapsapar. Barak. Magun. Bashim Yahushua.
The Wadaman. What we just said was Yahweh in the name of Yahushua. Bless us and Israel in the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha. Ayadnya.
Ahahar.
Mahayan.
Yabaha.
Aizar. Yahweh. Aisha. Shemaya. Waharatazah. Al Yathan.
Gamawat. Regal.
Al Yanawam.
Shamar.
Hana. Yanawam. Wala'a. Yayashan. Shawamo. Yasha'al. Yahweh. Shamar. Yahweh. Tazal. Al Yamnika. Yabamam. Hashemat. La'a. Yakaya. Wayara. Layala. Yahweh. Yashamar. Kalra. Yashamar. After the Pasha. Yahweh. Yashamar. Tazat. Wabuag. Ma'itha. Aman. In English.
I will lift up mine eyes
I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
Whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from
My
Yahweh,
help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer
He
thy
will
foot
not
to be
suffer thy
moved.
foot to be moved.
He that keepeth
He
thee
that keepeth thee
will not
will not.
He that keepeth
He
thee
that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth
shall neither
Israel
slumber nor
shall
sleep.
neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Salaki. I'm trying to get it to where I ain't knocking my face. Salaki. I'm gonna hold it out like this.
Out of the count.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right
Yahweh
hand.
is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by
The sun
day,
shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
Yahweh shall preserve thee
from all evil.
all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
and thy coming in.
From this time forth,
This time forth,
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
So be it.
So be it. The prayer, Salaki, this is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Aldami Alachah.
Aldama Yalaka.
Al-Kharash.
Al-Takharash.
Al-Tashakwa.
Al-Tashakwa.
Yahanna.
Yahanna.
Al-Yabiya.
Al-Yabiya.
Yahanna Yawan.
Yawan.
Mashanai.
Mashanai.
Shawa.
Sha'awa. Ra'ach.
Al-Aimak.
Al-Aimak.
Yara
Ya'arayam.
Sawa.
Sawa.
Wayatayai Tazawa.
Wayafayai Tazawa.
Al-Tazapawanya.
Al-Tazapawanya.
Amawa.
Amawa.
Kawa.
The Kawa.
Wanakaki.
Wanakaki.
Goya.
Agoya.
Ala'a.
Wala'a.
Yazakar.
Yazakar.
Sham Yasha.
Sham Yasha.
Aywa.
Aywa.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Awai Tazawa.
Awai Tazawa.
La.
La.
Had.
Had.
Alya.
Alya.
Barya.
Barya.
Yakarafu.
Yakarafu.
Ahod.
Aham.
Hadawam.
Agawam.
Wayashama.
Wayashima Alya.
Mawaba.
Mawa'ab.
Agari.
Agari.
Ball.
Ball.
Waimawan.
Aimawan.
Amawa.
Aimala.
Alasha.
Alasha.
Anya Shabi.
Anya Shah.
Tazawu.
Tazawu.
Yamashawu.
Yam Ashu.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Aimam.
Aimam.
Hayaba.
Ayu.
Zawawa.
Zarawa.
Banilawa.
Banilawa.
Salah.
Salah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Hum.
The hum.
Madya.
Ramad.
Kasayasa.
Kasayasara'a.
Ayabi.
Bayabi.
Banakha.
Banakal.
Yashwan.
Yashwa.
Yashamad.
Yashamad.
Ayanda.
Ayanda. Arayo.
Ayo.
Yaman.
Yaman.
Dama.
Shayatam.
Shayatham.
Dadiyabo.
Dadiyabo.
Ira.
Ira.
Zahaba.
Because of Abba.
Zabab.
Because of Abba.
Tazamana.
Because of Zalman.
Paula say a come.
Paula say a come.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amawa.
Amawa.
Ayarashah.
Ayarashah.
Nawa.
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 Alahai.
Alahaya.
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 Shayatam.
Shayatham.
Gagala.
Kagawga.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanya Rakah.
Paniraka.
Ka'ash.
Ka'ash.
Tabariyaga.
Daba Ira.
Kalahaba.
Wakalahaba. Dalahat.
Haryam.
Aryam.
Khan.
Khan.
Daradap.
Daradap.
Basahara.
Basa Ira.
Wabasaba Papa.
Wabasawa Papa.
Dabahalam.
Dabahalam.
Malaa.
Ala'a.
Hanyaham.
Hanyaham.
Owan.
Alawan.
Oyabakwash.
Wayabakwash.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Hawa.
Yahawa.
Bashwa.
Yabashwa.
Oyabahal.
Wayaba'al.
Ayya.
Ayya'a.
Kapar.
Wayakapar.
Oyabad.
Wayabad.
Ay.
Where the Ida.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Asa.
Asa.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Bad.
The body.
Al.
Ow.
Yawan.
The one.
Al.
Ow.
Al.
Call.
Ratazal.
Ratazah.
Aman.
Amen. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O
And
Yahweh.
be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo, thy enemies make a
thy
tumult.
enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee
have
lifted up the head.
lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden. They have said, Come and let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. The tabernacles of Edom. Salakia. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Israelites. Of Moab. And the Hagarenes. Gabal. And Amalek. The Philistine. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Asa also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of light. Salah. Do unto them. As unto the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kasam. Which perished in door. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a red. And like Zed. Yea. All their princes. As Sabbath. And as a moon. Who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. Oh my power. Make them like a wheel. As a stubble before the wind. As a fire burneth the wood. And as the flame sets the mountains on
on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. Oh Yahweh, let them be confounded, and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame, and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high, over all the earth. So be it.
The prayer, the blessings of the power structure in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Alahaya.
Wa Alahaya.
Matazabia.
Matazabia.
Alawap Yahanna.
Alawap Yahanna.
Alawap.
Alawap.
Hasaranya.
Hasaranya.
Akatazayanya.
Akatazayanya.
Hakayayawya.
Hakayayawya.
Wafya.
Wafya.
Yahweh. Hashem Yahweh Shah.
Hashem Yahweh Shah.
The Wada Amon.
The Wada Amon. In the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Michael.
And Mike.
And the angel.
And the angel.
Commanding General Yahanna.
Commanding General Yahanna.
The generals.
The generals.
The captain.
The
officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you. So be it. Sar, which means to turn. So watch it. Yeshavu, which means to be seated. All right. Well, let's clap it up, man. All right, we're in the book of Exodus. Yeah, all right, clap it up. Give the Lord a strong hand, brother. Another Sabbath service, you understand? And this is in the book, we're coming out of the book of Exodus tonight. Chapter 28 and verse 11 is where we'll begin. And remember, this is we're reading about the building up of the Ark of the Testimony. And we're building up the sanctuary. We're building up. The Lord has given us a nation. He's given us not a nation. We are a nation. During this time, the Most High God is giving us something called structure, which is what every nation has. And that's how you build a nation, is with structure, with rules, with laws, with your culture. This is a part of our culture. Everyone understand? It's our culture, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, to have an Ark of the Testimony, something to carry the scrolls in, something to carry, you understand, our laws in, our commandments in, something that we find holy, that is holy to God and man, is our scroll. And that's carried in the Ark of the Testimony. The Bible, what you call the Bible today, the compilation from Genesis to Exodus, so like from Genesis to Revelation, you understand, the books of Moses, the law of Moses, the prophets. You understand what the Christians call the major prophets and minor prophets. They're just prophets. Everyone understand? You got the so-called New Testament. You understand? You have what Paul wrote. All of that is inspired by the Most High God. And he instructed the children of Israel to build an ark so that we can carry the most valuable thing to us, which is our laws. Everyone understand? And this isn't just any old Rudy Toot Pump building construction. This is something that you have to build according to how God wants it built, because this is to honor the Most High God, as in all things that we do in the Israelite school of UPK. All things that they did coming out of Egypt, it was to honor the Most High God. We built our sanctuary to honor the Most High God. We built the Ark of the Testimony, the Ark of the Covenant, to honor the Most High God. Everyone understand? This is a part of it. And so now we're finishing up with this construction, the architectural design of the Ark of the Testimony in the book of Exodus, chapter 28, verse 11. That's where we're starting from right now. The brother's going to read it. You understand?
The book of Exodus, chapter 28, verse 11 in the Hebrew. I.S.U.P.K, Karash, Aban, Pathawahya, Chatham, Dapathak, Shatya, Habanyam, Al, Shama, Banya, Yashala, Masabat, Mashabatazawat, Zahab, the I.S.U.P.K, Athom. Verse 12. Washama, Shatya, Slack, I don't know why I'm getting so sick. Banyum, Al, Kathapa, Pad, Abanya, Zakaran, yeah, Labanya, Yasha'Allah. It's like in my throat.
That one and messed them up, huh? That Kazak Yayan, you understand? That's the Hebrew word for the one. Oh yeah, I know. That's that Kazak. We got some strong. The Lord gave us some strong wine up in here, brothers and sisters. Like that brother, you understand? The brother out there Kazak Yayan, because this is the Sabbath service, and we drink some Kazak Yayan. We drink Yayan wine. That's wine for all of you brothers and sisters who are learning the Hebrew. You understand? Traditionally, tonight would be the Lashawan Kodash class, but because Kansas City will be traveling tomorrow for camp, we're having our Sabbath service here tonight because evening, sundown, is when the next day begins. So technically, because it's sundown here in our zone, this is the Sabbath day. From Friday evening until Saturday evening is the Sabbath day. Everyone understand? And so because of that, we are teaching a Sabbath service tonight instead of the Lashawan Kodash so that we can go do the work of the Lord at camp tomorrow. Everyone understand? That brother got that Kazak Yayan in him. Go ahead, Elisha.
Yashala, Wanasha, Aharan, Sham, Watham, Lapanya, Yahweh, Shatya, Kapha, Payawa, Lazakar, Lazakar. What was that again?
Zakarwan.
Zakarwan. Verse 13. Aish, Ya, Mashabatazat, Zahab. Verse 14. Washatya, Sharashra, Zahab, Tahawor, Magabala, Ha'aisha, Athom, Ma'aisha, Iba, Wana, Tata, Sharashara, Ha'aibatha, Haibath, Hamashabatazah. Verse 15. Wa'aishya, Hashan, Mashapat, Ma'aisha, Hashab, Kama-aisha, Apad, the Aishanwa, Zahab, the Kala, Wa'aragaman, Wathawala, La'ai, Shanya, Washash, Mashazar, the Aisha, Athawa. Verse 16. I'm going to stop at 17. Rabawai, Ya, Kapawal, Zarat, Arakwa, Wazara, Rahabwa. 17, last verse. Wamalach, Mawa, Malaach, Aban, Arabai, Tawarium, Aban, Tawar, Adam, Patada, Waba Rakwath, Hatawar, Hachad.
All right. All right, this is Exodus chapter 28 and verse 11. Can you also verify to make sure that's right before we start and before we finish the Bible Shah? This is Exodus chapter 28, verse 11. With the work of an engraver in stone, like the engravings of a signet, shalt thou engrave the two stones with the names of the children of Israel. Thou shalt make them to be set in ouches of gold. Once again, brothers and sisters, after we built the Ark of the Testimony, the Ark of the Covenant, this thing, the sanctuary, the oil, there are rules. The Most High God has rules for everything. That's so important to understand. This is graduation season. The brother here, priest and officer Elisha, his baby girl graduated today. Give daughter Ryan a hand, little sister Ryan a hand. You understand? The sister did an amazing thing. All of these brothers and sisters in the UPK graduating, give them a hand. You know what your children had to do for 18 years while they were in school? They had to obey rules. That's what they had to do. They had to abide by rules just so they can graduate. Well, listen, in life, the Most High God gave us rules on how to do everything. There's oil, certain type of oil the Most High God wanted. He wanted certain types of bread for the showbread. He just doesn't accept everything like your Christian preacher. And that's the point. Your preacher accepts everything. He got the God you serve in the church accepts everything. The God of the Bible doesn't accept everything. He accepts certain things, specific things that he finds holy, that he finds righteous. And as we're building after we built the Ark of the Testimony, after we built the court of the tabernacle, after the oil that he instructed us to get for the lamp. Now this is the ephod. Everyone understand? This is the ephod. And this is the breastplate. The ephod is not the breastplate, but this is the breastplate that we're reading about right now. We went over the ephod and part of the breastplate last Saturday, but this Sabbath service is about the breastplate. You understand? These are just things that the priest, remember, this was for Aaron and his sons because he was a Levite. And at this time, the Levites were priests only. And these are the things that the priests wore. This is priestly garments, glorious, holy garments. You understand, with fringes, not tassels, with head pieces, not nothing on your head. The Lord is giving the instruction to Moses to pass down for water, to pass down to Aaron and his sons, just so we could be righteous priests that honor the Most High God. Go ahead.
Did you mean 16? You meant 16? Yeah,
no, 29 and 6.
Should be 16.
Are you sure?
Kind of. We started at
28 and 11.
28.
Mm-hmm.
28 and 11 right here. We just read that 7. We'll be starting at next. It'll be 7, 14, 21,
28,
28,
35,
35, 42,
49,
16.
Is it?
Kind of count.
Okay, the water.
I ain't no bar. I thought, well, you got 6, so I figured maybe you just ain't got the 1 on there.
Okay, maybe that was my mistake. Okay, no sweat. So that was my mistake. No sweat. I have to go in there and change it later because that's also going to the Sabbath department. Is changing that as well. But no sweat, the water. So where we are now, we're talking about the priestly attire that the priests had to wear. You understand? This is what they wore during the Sabbath service and when they were teaching class: the breastplate, the ephod, the mitri, headpiece, a glorious garment. Everyone understand? And so that's where we are now. This is Exodus chapter 28 and verse 11. With the work of an engraver in stone, like the engravings of a signet, shalt thou engrave the 2 stones with the names of the children of Israel. Thou shalt make them to be set in ouches of gold. And thou shalt put the 2 stones upon the shoulders of the ephod for stones of memorial unto the children of Israel. And Aaron shall bear their names before the Most High upon his 2 shoulders for a memorial. And thou shalt make ouches of gold, verse 14, and 2 chains of pure gold at the ends. Of wreathen work shalt thou make them, and fasten the wreathen chains to the ouches, verse 15. And thou shalt make the breastplate of judgment with cunning work. After the work of the ephod, thou shalt make it of gold, of blue, and of purple, and of scarlet, and of fine twined linen shalt thou make it. 4 square it shall be, being doubled. A span shall be the length thereof, and a span shall be the breadth thereof. Verse 17. And thou shalt set it in its settings of stones, even 4 rows of stones. The first shall be a sardius, a topaz, and a carbuncle. This shall be the first row. It's back to the,
verse 18. Exodus chapter 28, verse 18 in the Hebrew. Wahatawar, Hashanya, Napak, Sapayar, Wayahalom. I hate when they do that. Verse 19. Wahatawar, Hashala Yashya, Lashon, Shabwa, Wahal Ma, Wa'ach, Kalama. Verse 20. Wahatawar, Harabayaya, Thara Shashyash, Washahom, Wayashapa, Mashabatazayom, Zahab, Yahayawa, Bamalawa, Athon. Verse 21. Waha Abanyum, Tahayayan, Al, Shema, Banya, Yashala, Shathayom, Aishara, Al, Shema, Pathawah, it's like it, Pathawakya, Kawatham, Ayash, Al, Shamwa, Tahayayan, Lashanya, Ishar, Shabbat. Verse 22. Wa'Aishya, Al, Hakashan, Sharashat, Gabala, Ma'aisha, Iba, Zahab, Tahawar. Verse 23. Wa'Aishya, Al, Hakashan, Shatya, Sabayawat, Zahab, Wanatha, Shatya, Hataba, Iwaf, Al, Shanya, Quatazawa, Hakashan. Verse 24, it should be the last verse. Wanatha, Shatya, Ibada, Hazahab, Al, Shatya, Hataba'ai, Al, Quatazawaf, Hakashan.
This is Exodus chapter 28 and verse 18. And the second row shall be an emerald, a sapphire, and a diamond. Verse 19. And the third row a ligure, and a gate, and an amethyst. And the fourth row a beryl, and an onyx, and a jasper. They shall be set in gold in their enclosings. And the stones shall be with the names of the children. You hear that? It says set in gold, fake Israelites. They wear ephods that's painted gold, a gold color. That isn't the fake Israelites always try to go around with the Most High God saying, which is spiritual. The reason they do it is because they don't really want to follow the law. They want to attempt to follow the law. If you want to really follow the law, just come into the UPK. We'll show you how to do it all. It didn't say paint a gold color on a box. It said that it should be enclosed in gold. If you're going to wear it, it needs to be gold, real gold. Everyone understand? And you have it in that order. You get my point? It's in that order. It's not however you see fit. It's how the Most High God ordered the Israelites, ordered the priests to do it. Everyone understand? This is verse 21. And the stone shall be with the names of the children of Israel, 12 according to their names, like the engravings of a signet. Every one with his name shall they be according to the 12 tribes. Verse 22. And thou shalt make upon the breastplate chains at the ends of wreathen work of pure gold. And thou shalt make upon the breastplate 2 rings of gold, and shalt put the 2 rings on the 2 ends of the breastplate. And thou shalt put the 2 wreathen chains of gold and the 2 rings which are on the ends of the breastplate. And the other 2 ends of the 2 wreathen chains thou shalt fasten in the 2 ouches, and put them on the shoulder pieces of the ephod before it. And thou shalt make 2 rings of gold, and thou shalt put them upon the 2 ends of the breastplate. Oh, Salakia. I'm just going to verse 24. Yeah, 24. And thou shalt put the 2 wreathen chains of gold and the 2 rings which are on the ends of the breastplate. That was my fault. Salakia. All right.
Going back to the Hebrew, Exodus chapter 28, verse 25.
No, you 12.
Wa'af, Shatya, Quatazawaf, Shatya, Ha'aibath, Tutan, Al, Shatya, Hamashab, Batazawa, Wanatha, Al, Kathapawa, Ha, Pad, Al, Mawal, Panyawa. Verse 26.
Well,
it just be started
messing up.
Wa'Aishya, Shatya, Taba'aiwa, Zahab, Washama, Atham, Al, Shanya, Quatazawaf, Hakashan, Al, Shapathwa, Ashar, Al, Ibar, Ha'apad, Bayatha. Verse 27. Wa'Aishya, Shatya, Taba'aiwa, Zahab, Wanatha, Atham, Al, Shatya, Kathapawath, Ha'apawad, Malamata, Mamawal, Panyawa, La'aimath, Makabarahwa, Mama Al, Lahashab ha-pawad. Verse 28. Wayara kaswa hakashan mata ba'ithwa al taba'ith ha-pad bapatula dakala lahayawa al kashab ha-pawad wala'a yazak ha-kashan ma'al ha-pawad. Verse 29. Wana sha'a aharan shamwa banya yashala bakashan hamashapat al labawa babawa al hakwadash lazar Quran lapanya Yahweh mathayad. Stopping at 30. 31. Wanathat al kashan hamashapat haranyum wa hatamyum wahayawa al la haran baba awa lapanya Yahweh wanasha'a aharan mashapat manya yasha'al al labawa lapanya Yahweh damyad. Verse 31. Wa I.S.U.P.K ma'al yala apawad call yala dakala. Let's see.
All right, this is Exodus chapter 28, and also, if you could, you can go in and edit it and put the 1 in front of it, make it 16. About push out. This is Exodus. Do it on Facebook first. This is Exodus chapter 28 and verse 25. And the other 2 ends of the 2 wreathen chains thou shalt fasten in the 2 ouches, and put them on the shoulder pieces of the ephod before it. Verse 26. And thou shalt make 2 rings of gold, and thou shalt put them upon the 2 ends of the breastplate and the border thereof, which is in the side of the ephod inward. Verse 27. And 2 other rings, and 2 other rings of gold thou shalt make, and shall put them on the 2 sides of the ephod underneath, toward the fore part thereof, over against the other coupling thereof, above the curious girdle of the ephod. Verse 28. And they shall bind the breastplate by the rings thereof unto the rings of the ephod with a lace of blue, that it may be above the curious girdle of the ephod, and that the breastplate be not loosed from the ephod. Verse 29. And Aaron shall bear the names of the children of Israel in the breastplate of judgment upon his heart, when he goeth in unto the holy place for a memorial before the Most High continually. Verse 30. And thou shalt put in the breastplate of judgment the Urim and the Thummim, all right, which is dice. Everyone understand? That is Levi's standard. His standard is the dice. Like if you're a Judite, your sign, I don't want to say sign, so I'm saying I'm using the word standard on purpose, because not only is it a biblical word, but it also gets you out of the mindset of sign, because when you think of sign in the world, you think of your astrology sign. Well, a long time ago, the Most High God, he gave each tribe their standard. This is what you would line up. If there was a banner of dice of Urim and Thummim on the banner, you knew this was the tribe of Levi to line up right here for warfare. If it was a lion, this was the tribe of Judah. If it was a wolf, this was the tribe of Benjamin. If there was a horse, a stallion, this is the tribe of Reuben. If there was a bow and arrow, that was the sign, that was the standard, the image for the tribe of Gad, the so-called North American Indian. Well, the Urim and Thummim is the dice, and that is the standard or the sign, the image that would have been on the banner for the tribe of Levi, who are the so-called Haitians today. Everyone understand? And Aaron shall bear the judgment of the children of Israel upon his heart before the Most High continually. Verse 31. And thou shalt make the robe of the ephod all of blue. All right, back to you, Elisha. The Urim and the Thummim. That's the tribe of Levi there. Dice. You understand? Because they would cast lots. You understand? They would cast lots. And that is the standard for the children of Levi. And every tribe has a standard. Every tribe has the banner they would line up under. So because, they have to look to see where does the tribe of Judah go? Where does the tribe of Ephraim? Where does the tribe of Gad belong? They would have to look at these banners, and on that banner would be that sign. Everyone understands? So that's the Urim and Thummim. That's the dice. Judah is the lion. Benjamin is the wolf. Gad is the bow and arrow. The tribe of Reuben is the stallion. The tribe of Ephraim is the unicorn or the battle horse. The tribe of Manasseh is what is Manasseh, Elisha?
Manasseh is the bull, right?
Manasseh is the bull. Give the brother a hand. Manasseh is the bull. Then you have who we missing? Zebulon is the ships. Benjamin is the wolf. Zebulon ships. Asher is grapes. Asher is grapes.
What's Naphtali?
Naphtali is
Asher is the grapes.
Asher is grapes.
Asher is the grapes.
And,
Naphtali is Ephraim's. Naphtali is the bow and arrow.
No, Gad is the bow and arrow.
Gad is the bow and arrow.
We always forget about Naphtali. Them damn South American brothers out there. Salaki. But the point that we're making is that in the Bible, the Most High God gave each tribe standards. No, Zebulon is a ship. Go ahead, you can take it away, Elisha.
And if I may, just real quick, just like you read in the book of Revelations, when it talks about the 12 gates into the kingdom of heaven, each gate is going to have the banner or the sign for each tribe. You understand? Which further proves who the kingdom of heaven is for. You understand? Because the kingdom of heaven is for blacks, Latinos, Native Indians.
Right.
So we're going back to the Hebrew Exodus.
Don't sweat. Well, listen, keep watching. The brother, some nut said the only one watching this ish. Keep watching now. Whoever the hell you are, Most High Christ, keep watching.
Thank you for the comment.
God, maybe that will bring more people on. So just keep watching.
Yeah, you can go back to getting high.
Yeah, and learn something.
Yeah, maybe.
Learn something. Learn the truth of God according to the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? Go ahead, Elisha.
Sir. This is Exodus chapter 28, verse 32. In the Hebrew. Wahaya, haya, ra'ashwa, bathawa, kawa, shapa, ya, lapanyawa, sabaya, ma'aisha, arag, kapya, dahara, ya, lawala, ya, farad. Verse 33. This thing here. All right. Well, shawa. What's that? Shawalyawa. Is that right?
No, you said it right.
Shawalyawa. Ramya. Dakala. Waga. It's like Wa'a. Ragman. Wata Walai. Life. Shanya. Shawalyawa. Sabaya. Wapa'ai. Anya. Zahab. Batha Wakam, Sabiyab, verse 34. Pa'aim, Zahab, Wara Mawan, Pa'aim, Pa'aim, Pa'aimam, Zahab, Wara Mawan, Al, Shawalya, Hama Alya. No, it's Hama Al.
Hama Ayal.
Hama Ayal. Hama Ya'al.
Hama Ayal.
With the Ya.
Hama Ayal.
Oh, okay. Hama Ayal. Sabiyab. Verse 35. Al Aharan Lashara Wana Shamai Hawawa Baba Awa Al HaKodash the Panya Yahweh Waba Taza Afwa Wala'a Yamawa. Verse 36. Wa Aishya Tazayataza, 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 Zaha, Tahawar, Wapapaka, Al Yawa, Papawakia, Hafam, Kodash, La Yahweh. Verse 37. Washama, Athawa, Al, Pathayal, Dakala, Wahaya, Al, Hamatazana. Salakia. Hamatazanapa, Al, Mawal, Panya, Hamatazanapa. Verse 38. Wahaya, Al, Matazach, Aharan, Wanasha'ah, Aharan, Iwan, Hakwadashim, Ashar, Yahwa, Yahwad, Yaquad, Yashua, Manya, Yasha'al, Lakal, Mathana, Quadash Yahum, Wahaya, Matazakawa, Damyad, Laratazawan, Laham, Lapanya, Yahweh.
All right, this is Exodus chapter 28, verse 32. And there shall be a hole in the top of it. Everyone hear that? In the midst thereof, it shall have a binding of woven work around about the whole of it, as it were the whole of an habergon. That is, Salakia, that it be not rent. And beneath upon them thou shalt make pomegranates of blue and of purple and of scarlet round about the hem thereof, and bales of gold between them round about, a golden bale and a pomegranate, a golden bale and a pomegranate upon the hem of the robe round about, and it shall be upon Aaron to minister. Salakia, and his sound shall be heard when he goeth in unto the holy place before the Most High, and when he cometh out, that he die not. Like, this is so important. So listen, as we're reading this, this is what I want to ask you, if you're paying attention. What does this mean will happen to Aaron if he does not enter into the tabernacle, into the holy place, without these bales and without the instructions the Most High God gave him to have on his uniform, on his garment? What would happen to Aaron if he did not have this? If he doesn't jangle, if the Most High God doesn't hear the jangle of the bell as he enters, this was only for Aaron. If Aaron doesn't have, if the Lord doesn't hear that, what will happen to him? The Bible said he will die. You see how important this is? It's very important to serve and to follow the Most High God, to obey the Most High God. That's important. Your obedience to him. The Bible says this, that for obedience is better than sacrifice. It's better to obey the Most High God. That's the most important thing on the earth. The obedience that you have to the Most High power of the Bible. Because if you do not obey God, death ensues. That's what follows your disobedience. If Aaron does not have these bales, if he doesn't have the hole cut out, if he doesn't have that breastplate with gold and with the carbuncle, the topaz, the urim and the thummim, if he doesn't obey these orders, he dies. That's what it's like to serve God. It's very important to keep the laws of God and to obey them, because if you do not, you die. This is the same God that is the God that presides over heaven and earth today. The same God that was sat on the thrones of heaven then is the same God that sits on the thrones of heaven now. The same God that would have unalived Aaron if he did not keep these laws on what to wear when he entered into the tabernacle is the same power that you, if you get high, if you smoke weed, if you have sex with whores, if you don't come into the UPK, if you continue to vote, if you continue to live an unclean life, God will kill you too. And that's the entire point, the breakdown and the understanding of how important it is to serve God, how important it is to obey the Lord. That's the reason why in the Bible, when the priests did their duty up on the Sabbath day, they would have to have a rope around their torso. Does anyone know why they had to have a rope around their torso? Because if someone was in that temple and as they're performing the Sabbath service, if they were to do one step wrong, the Most High God would unalive them. They were some filthy sinner coming up there to serve God, and they've sinned against the Most High, and then they come up there and do a procedure wrong, you get unalived. And so if a priest, remember, if you touch any unclean or dead thing, you become unclean. So if this brother had to unalive slay this sinner for trying to come up here as a heathen, which is why we state our registry when we come up here. You hear us say, Officer I.S.U.P.K, present thyself, state your registry. And he would say, I.S.U.P.K, ban Yahanna, ban Yasha. If some heathen was to come up here and try to present himself as holy, as an Israelite, he would get his head cut off. Well, who would have to dispose of the body? The priest. But you can't touch him. Why? Because then it will make you unclean. So the Lord had the priest wear a rope around their torso, just in case someone dropped dead in the Sabbath service. Just in case the Most High God had to unalive someone who did a procedure wrong. Now you see how important it is to rehearse the righteous acts. Now you see how important it is why we have the things laid out the way we do. Now you see why we have the wine and the showbread and the manorah and the scroll built the way that we had it built. The ram's horn built the way it is. Everything is done in specific ways that pleases the Most High God. Because in the Bible, if you were to do the wrong thing, God would kill you. If you didn't have the bells on as you enter the tabernacle as the priest, as Aaron, you would be unalived by the Most High God. It said it right here in the Bible. So they had to have a rope around them. So if God kills you, you would be able to get this priest to leave, to bring that body, and you can pull him like this. So that way you don't touch him. That's how hardcore it is to serve God. That's the terrible power of the Most High. Now that God that you talk about in the church is not the God of the Bible. He would allow you to do whatever you want to do. But the God in the Bible has instructions and rules that we have to obey. Everyone understand? This is verse 33. I'm sorry, this is verse 36. And thou shalt make a plate of pure gold and grave upon it, like the engravings of a signet, holiness to the Most High. And thou shalt put it on a blue lace, that it may be upon the mitre. Upon the forefront of the mitre it shall be. A mitre is a headpiece. You understand? Verse 38. And it shall be upon Aaron's forehead, that Aaron may bear the iniquity of the holy things, which the children of Israel shall hallow in all their holy gifts. And it shall be always upon his forehead, that they may be accepted before the Most High. So you, Elisha.
Come to God. Exodus chapter 28, verse 39 in the Hebrew. Washabataza, Haka, Dana, Shasha, Wa-I-Shia, Matazanpa, Shasha, Wa-Banat, the Aisha, Ma-Aisha, Raquam. Verse 40. Walabanya, Aharan, the Aisha, Kathanath, Wa Aishaya, Lahom, Abanatium, Wamagabaiwa. The Aisha, Lahom, Lakabawad, Wala the Pa'arah. Verse 41. Wahala Basha. Wahala Basha. Atham, Ab, Aharan, Achiak, Wa'ab, Banyawa, Athawa, Wamasho, Ka, Atham, Wamala'a, Ab, Yadom, Wakwadash, Wakwadasha, Atham, Wakahanwa, Laya. Verse 42. For Aisha, Lahom, Makanasya, Bad, Laka Sawa, Bashar, Irawa, Mama Mamathnayum, Wa'ai, Yara, Yarakium, Yahayawa, Verse 43. Wahayawa, Al Aharan, Wa Al Banyawa, Baba Al Ahal, Mawai Awa, Baga Bagashathon, Al Ahaza Zabak, Wa Ma'a Swagi, Hama Zabak, Lashara, Bakwadash, Wala'a, Yasha Awa, Iwan, Wama Wamathwa, Kodash, Swagi, Kakwaf, Iwalom, Lawa, Wala Zariah, Acharyawa. This is Exodus 29:1. Wazah, Adabar, Ashar, the Aisha, Lahom, Lachodash, Atham, Lachahan, Laya, Lachwa, Par, Achad, Pan, Achor, Wa'ayalom, Shanyam, Yamam,
Come.
Yamam, Mum. Verse 2. Walachom, Matzawa, Wachala, Matzazah, Bala, Walach, Ashaman, Warqua, Yahya, Matzawa, Mashachayam, Bashaman, Salah, Chatayam, the Aisha, Atham.
Exodus chapter 28, verse 39. And thou shalt embroider the coat of fine linen, Salakia. And thou shalt make the mitre of fine linen, and thou shalt make the girdle of needlework. Verse 40. And for Aaron's sons thou shalt make coats, and thou shalt make for them girdles, and bonnets shalt thou make for them, for glory and for beauty. Remember last week we went over the garments that the Levites wore. They were beautified, holy unto the Most High. Not some ragtag, Rudy 2 curtain that you put fringes on. Okay, that's not holy. Some curtain, some dress, some long shirt that you put tassels at the end of the shirt. That's not a garment. That's a nightgown. That's not glorious. That's not beautified. That's not holy to the Lord. The Lord wants specific, something like one west. Now we all look at the Passover. That's glorious into the Most High. All you cats just wearing purple. That's not glorious to pick one color and wear one color and then put fringes on the end of the shirt. That's not a garment. That's not glorious. Glorious is just the style that Israel has. That's why it says needlework, because this is something that's sewn together. It takes time. It's not just you pick a purple garment and just put what is it called? You don't just put the monorail on it and then put fringes on the end of it. That's not needlework. That's, garbage. A monkey could make those I.U.I.C. garments. This is something that's glorious, something that looks honorable, that a priest would wear. Even the headpieces we wear. It ain't just a bunch of stuff on a collar. It's actual needlework. It's beauty. It's glorious and holy to the Lord. That's what the Lord wants from the priest attire. Everyone understand? Verse 40. Sorry, verse 41. And thou shalt put them upon Aaron thy brother and his sons with him, and shalt anoint them and consecrate them and sanctify them, that they may minister unto me and the priest's office. Verse 42. And thou shalt make them linen breeches to cover their nakedness. From the loins even unto the thighs they shall reach. And they shall be upon Aaron and upon his sons when they come in unto the tabernacle of the congregation, or when they come near unto the altar to minister in the holy place, that they bear not iniquity and die. You hear that? You come into that temple in the sinner, you die. Bearing iniquity means that you are a sinner. You bear sin. You have sin. You committed sin. You can't be no sinner in the temple. You die. That's what I just finished breaking down. Not only is it important to follow the instructions that come with keeping up the temple and rehearsing the Sabbath service acts, but it also makes a difference if you don't obey God. If you sin against his law, you don't live. Everyone understand that? You die. That's why the priests had to have the rope around their waist. Let's keep going. And they shall be upon Aaron, Salakia, and die. It shall be a statute forever unto him and his seed after him. 29, chapter 29 and verse 1. And this is the thing that thou shalt do unto them, to hallow them, to minister unto me in the priest's office. Take one young bullock and 2 rams without blemish, and unleavened bread, and cakes unleavened, tempered with oil, and wafers unleavened, anointed with oil, of wheaten flour shall thou make them. So you are sure.
Exodus chapter 29, verse 3. Wanatha, Awatham, Aus, Saul, Achad, Wahakorab, Atham, Basal, Wa'ah, Hapar, Wa'ah, Shanya, so like I can't, Yalom, Yalom.
Come, you said it right.
Yalom. Wa'ah, Aharon, Wa'ah, Banyawa, Dakwar, Yab, Al, Athah, Ahal, Mawa'ai, Warakatazah, Atham, Bam Verse 5. Walakwah, Ab, Abba, Haba, Gadium, Wahala, Bashat, Ab, Aharon, Ab, Hakafna, Wa'ab, Ma'ayala, Ha'apad, Wa'ab, Ha'apad, Wa'ab, Hachashan, Wa'apada, Lawa, Bachashab, Ha'apad. Verse 6. Washama, Hama, Tazanapah, Al, Ra'ashwa, Wanatha, Ab, Nazar, HaKwadash, Al, Hamataza Napah. Verse 7. Walakwah, Ab, Shaman, Hamashaka, Wayataza Al, Ra'ashwa, Wamashaka, Alkawa. Verse 8. Wa'af, Banyawa, Dakwar, Yab, Wahala Bashtum, Kathanath. Verse 9. Wacha Garah, Atham, Abanat, Aharon, Wabanyawa, Wachabash, so like Wakabashah, Laham, Magaba'ai, Wahayata, Laham, Kahana, Lakoka, Iwalam, Wamalayad, Aharon, Wayarad, Banyawa. I'm gonna stop at 18. Making sure.
So like you started at verse 3.
That was it.
7 and 9.
Yeah, I didn't want to keep.
You didn't read 10, did you?
No.
Okay, no sweat. This is Exodus chapter 29 and verse 2. No, this is Exodus chapter 29 and verse 3. And thou shalt put them into one basket, and bring them in the basket with the bullock and the 2 rams. And Aaron and his sons, they shall bring unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall wash them with water. Verse 5. And thou shalt take the garments, and put upon Aaron the coat, and the robe of the ephod, and the breastplate, and gird him with the curious girdle of the ephod. Verse 6. And thou shalt put the mitre upon his head, and put the holy crown upon the mitre. Verse 7. Then shalt thou take the anointing oil and pour it upon his head and anoint him. This is how you become a priest, young man. This is how you do it right here. This is the process. This is our process. The 90-day, the 90-day rule. You a young brother, you come in here, you got to do your 90. You got to do your time. You got to do your 90. After that time is complete, the Most High God sees fit to now raise you up. You take an oath, and now you get oil. You get oil poured on your head. You understand? Which is what the precept in Psalms, chapter 133, verse 1. Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the oil that is poured upon Aaron's beard. That's the reason why King David wrote that Psalms. He was inspired by the holy, righteous, beautiful act of Aaron becoming a priest over the nation of Israel. That's how glorious brotherhood is. That's what King David was making a reference to in the Psalms 133 and 1. This is how you become a priest. During this time, you had to be born a Levite. And right now, you had to be Aaron or one of his sons. But over time, the Most High God allowed through the order of Melchizedek for any tribe to be a priest. That's why you have 2 Judites sitting up here right now as priests. We're not Levites. We're not Haitian. But because of Christ, under the order of Melchizedek, we can become priests, any tribe. So if you're a brother out there and you see our job and you want to try to do it, you have to come through these ranks and you have to be scolded and you have to be baptized through fire, with fire. And you get scolded and vetted and you get chastised and you get checked and you learn how to be a priest. This job isn't for everyone. It's like trying to be an astronaut or a pediatric neurosurgeon. It's hard to do. This is a lifelong task that you took an oath for. And this is the oath that Aaron had made, that the covenant the Lord had made with Aaron and his sons and the tribe of Levi. They're priests. They're holy. They have an honorable duty, the most honorable duty out of the entire nation, to be a priest of God, to teach the next generation how to keep the laws, to teach the next generation how to hold the scroll, how to say the prayers, how to read the Hebrew, how to go through the scroll with a fine-tuned comb and to go through the breakdowns of what it means, the type of wood you have to build this with, how to build the Ark of the Testimony, the instructions on how to construct the tabernacle, the temple, the stage, the wine. It has to be this. These are all things that the priest's jobs and duties were: to pray for the children of Israel, to send up prayers on behalf of the children of Israel, to make atonement for us. That's the job of a priest. They have to be perfect. You understand? A priest has to be perfect in every aspect of his life because he has a job that he is now going to judge the children of Israel. He teaches them and raises them up on how to keep the law, how to keep it in their inward part. You understand? So he has to now be something that is supernatural. That's the job of a priest. And if you're a brother out there in Kansas City, you want to get a hold in contact with us, call that number and come to class. You understand? Come to class. We got the class schedule up on our link tree. We got our information on our link tree and all our social media platforms, I.S.U.P.K Kansas City. You come to class and learn how to be a priest, brother. You're a soldier. I got you, black man. I got you, Hispanic and Native Indian man. You're a soldier. But you want to be a priest and do an honorable job and do the work of the Lord, you come in here. You do your time in all black, and then that you'll be able to have oil anointed on your head. And you'll be able to take an oath, a vow, a promise to the Most High God so that you can now do this job. Everyone understand? Verse 4. You got anything to say on that, Elisha?
I couldn't have said it even better.
Most High
Christ. Because if you think about it, the Lord called us to come together. You understand? It's not even to think about it. The Lord called blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians to come together. You know what I mean? The Bible said there's one baptism, there's one spirit, there's one body.
That's right.
You understand? And there's only one way to do that.
That's right.
There's not several ways to get to the one body, contrary to popular fake Israelite beliefs and Christian church belief. Christianity is the mark of the beast. You understand? It's every twisted way a Christian thinks is, they try to say that you can come and serve God as you are, or you can be a Baptist, a non-denomination, and Jehovah's Witness, right? Or hell, you can even be, you ain't got to believe in the Bible to serve God according to a Christian.
That's right.
You understand? This book, and and you said something earlier that stuck out to me. It's I can't think of the word. He pretty much gave us you were talking about the blueprints and the architect and how the Lord gives us you said a word earlier.
Instruction.
And not instruction, but he gave us our own way.
That's right.
He gave us our own way, and you can't mix different ways with the Lord's way.
That's right.
You understand? And that seems to be the issue, because we've been learned from America that you can serve the Lord. Basically, you can't serve the Most High God the way you want to.
Yeah, all right.
It's impossible.
You got to do it the way He wants.
You got to do it the way He wants you to do it. Right. And that's how the I.S.U.P.K does what the Lord wants us to do. Right. Whether you believe it or not, whether you accept it or not, whether you think you may like this and that right here, this talking about is who's trying to vex us. Look, we know what we doing.
Yeah, right.
Like the Lord gave us instruction.
Yeah, right.
So, you know, that's all I got on mine. We got instruction from the Lord.
Yeah, right.
And if you don't want to accept it, you know.
And we gonna follow those instructions so we don't get put to death. You understand?
That's what I wanted to say. I'm trying to keep it clean.
Yeah, we want to follow instructions the way Aaron and his sons did. So what's the alternative to not following his instructions?
Getting knocked off.
Being put to death. Getting unalive by the hands of the Most High God, and that's a terrible thing. And I know everyone sees the world and how the world is gearing up for World War III. That's a scary place to be in the world. I would not want to be in the world at a time like this. So if you're a brother or a sister, because sisters also come in here to take an oath, to be sisters and mothers and daughters of Zion. If you're a brother or a sister and you would like to serve the Most High God the right way, according to the Bible, you join the I.S.U.P.K. You come in here, man.
That's
you
right.
Come right on in here. You come to class, and we'll straighten you up and get you right. Everyone understand? This is Exodus chapter 29 and verse 10. Salaki, I'm sorry, verse 8. And thou shalt bring his sons and put coats upon them. Verse 9. And thou shalt gird them with girdles, Aaron and his sons, and put the bonnets on them. And the priest's office shall be theirs for a perpetual statute. And thou shalt consecrate Aaron and his sons. It's the last 7, Elisha.
Exodus chapter 29, verse 10 in the Hebrew. Wa korabah, apar, the panya, ahal, mawa'ai, wasamak, aharan, wabanyawa, yadayaham, al, ra'ash, hapar, verse 11. Washakat, apar, lapanya, Yahweh, padak, ahal, mawa'id. Verse 12. Walakwaka, madam, hapar, wanatata, al, Korbanah, Hamazabak, Ba'a Tazabike, Wa'af, Kal, Hadam, Dashapak, Al, Yasawad, Hamazabak. Verse 13. Walakwak, Kal, Hakalab, Hamakasa, Hakwarab, Wa'af, Hayara, Al, Hakabad, Wa'af, Shapya, Hakalya, Wa'af, Hakalab, Ashar, Al Yahan, Wahakwa, Torah, Hamazabak. Verse 14. Wa'af, Bashar, Hapar, Wa'af, Irawa, Wa'af, Harai, it's like it, Parashwa, Dasharap, Ba'ash, Mahawataza, Lamachana, Hata'a, Hayawa. Verse 15. Wa'af, Ha'alya, Ha'ayala, Ha'chad, the quack, Wasamakwa, Aharan, Wabanyawa, Yadeya, Hum, Al, Ra'ash, Yalah. It's the last verse. Verse 16. Washakatat. It's like it. Washakatat. Washakatat. Y'all. Walakwa ka. Damwa. Wazara kwa. Hamazabah. Hamazabah. Sabayab.
This is Exodus chapter 29 and verse 10. And thou shalt cause a bullock to be brought before the tabernacle of the congregation. And Aaron and his sons shall put their hands upon the head of the bullock. And thou shalt kill the bullock before the Most High, by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And thou shalt take of the blood of the bullock, and put it upon the horns of the altar with thy finger, and pour all the blood beside the bottom of the altar. And thou shalt take all the fat that covereth the inwards, and the caul that is above the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is upon them, and burn them upon the altar. But the flesh of the bullock, and his skin, and his dung, shalt thou burn with fire without the camp. It is a sin offering. Thou shalt also take 1 ram, and Aaron and his sons shall put their hands upon the head of the ram. Verse 16. And thou shalt slay the ram, and thou shalt take his blood, and sprinkle it round about upon the altar. All right, with that, I.S.U.P.K, just us up here.
Layashala, which means to Israel.
So a second. All right. I.S.U.P., which means to stand. That'll work for right now, Aisha. Keep it like that for right now. Go ahead, pick it up. All right. I.S.U.P., which means to stand. Wapunya Hakwadam, which means to rise and face the east. All right. We're going to start with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew.
The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa.
Shabbat
Shemaya.
Shemaya.
Dash.
Wadash.
Ayah.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Malaka.
Dabah.
Atazar.
Ayah.
Aisha.
Haratazar. Ayah. Shemaya. Thunder now. Come.
Yawam.
Salach now.
Salach now.
Salach now.
Kabawafi now.
Kabayah now. Manasaya one. Ball. Awashaya now. Ayan. Raj. Kaya. Amalakwa. At the power.
Aman. In English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. Salakia. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debts. And lead us not into temptation. Deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. And so be.
Akak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Hashem Yahweh.
Baba Kushah.
Thunder now.
The thunder now. Akak.
La Pa'a.
Makala. Call Madawa. Akak. That's all. Amatazariah. Akak. La Hakim. Amathia. Akak. Awakawa. Atama. Garashan. Hashem Yahweh. The water Aman. Apply the power in the English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Please give us the power.
Give us the power.
The power to heal.
Power to heal.
All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease.
All manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the
lepers.
The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you. So be it.
So be it. The prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hashem Yahweh
Hashem Yahweh Shah.
Baraklanah.
Baraklanah.
Yasha'Allah.
Yahsapar. Yahsapar. Barak. Magun.
Hashem Yahweh Shah.
Hashem Yahweh Shah.
Wadaman.
What we just said was Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shah. Bless us and Israel at the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you. So be it.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha,
Yahanna,
Ahahar,
Yaba'a, you say it again? Ma'ai, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemaiah, Wa'aratazah, Al Yathan, Zamawat, Regal, Al Yanawam, Shamar, Anna, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yashan, Shalom, Yasha'al, Yahweh, Shamar, Yahweh, Tazal, Al Yah, Yamnin, Yamamam, Hashemash, La'ah, Yakad, Wayarak, Yahweh, Yashamar, Makal Yashamar, Tazafka, Wabuaka.
So like I lost most. Like Yahweh, Yashamar, right. Yashamar, Afna Pashka, Yahweh,
Yashamar, Tazafka, Wabuaka, I.S.U.P.K. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee shall not slumber. So like he that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in. From this time forth and even forevermore. So be it.
This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayo. Al Damayalaka. Al Tacharash. Al Tashakwa. Al Yahanna. Al Hamayawan. Mashanai. Sha'awa. Ra'ah. Ariyam. Sawa. Wayafei Tazawa. Al Tazak. Mawa. The Kawa. Wanakaki. Goya. Wala'ah. Yazakar. Sham Yashal. Aywa. Kaya. Yahawa, Yahanna, Ali, Arya, Yakaraf, Adawam, Wayashima'al, Mawa'ab, Magari, Waimawan, Waimalak, Balashah, Hamyashab, Tazawu, Gam Ashawu, Alawa, Imam, Zarawa, Andilawa, Salah, Aisha, Naham, Kamadyan, Kasayasara, Kayabi, Wanachal, Yashua, Yashamad, Ayanda, Ayo, Damar, the Adam, Shea Thumb, Nadiyabu, Ira, because of calling to say a come, a shaw, Amawa, Nayarashah, Nawa, Na'awa, Alahaya, Shea Thumb, Kagaw, Kakwa, Panyarakash, Ka'ah, Kalahat, Ayam, Basa'ira, Wabasawa Pafa, Bahalam, Ala'ah, Palawan, Wayabakwash, Shamka, Ya'awa, Yabash, Wayabahal, Wayabad, Wayadai, Salaki, Kaya, Atha, Shamka, Ya'awa, Labaka, Ratazah. Aman. Psalms 83 in the English.
Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh.
Thy silence, O
And
Yahweh.
hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O
Be not
Yahweh.
still, O Yahweh.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Make a tumult.
And they that hate
They
thee
that hate
have
thee
lifted up the
have
head.
lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Counsel against thy people.
And consulted against thy
Consulted
hidden.
against thy hidden.
They have
They have
said,
said,
Come,
come,
and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of
the
Israel
name of Israel
may be no more in
may be no more in
remembrance.
remembrance.
For they have consulted
They have
together with one
They
consent.
have consulted together with one
They have
consent.
confederate against thee.
Confederate
The
against
tabernacles of Edom,
tabernacles of Edom,
and the
and the
Ishmaelites,
Ishmaelites,
of Moab,
Moab,
and the Hagarites,
Hagarites,
the Baal,
the Baal,
and Ammon, and Amalek,
Amalek,
the Philistines,
Philistines,
with the inhabitants
with
of
the
Tyre.
inhabitants of Tyre.
I shall also
As
return
also
to them.
joined with
They have opened the children of
the
Lot.
children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them
Do unto them
as unto the
as unto the
Midianites,
Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabez,
Jabez,
at the brook of
at the
Kazan,
brook of
which
Kazan,
perished in Endor.
perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like a
Make their
red,
nobles like a red,
and like Zed,
like Zed.
yea, all their
All the
princes,
princes,
as about,
as about,
and as a moon,
as the moon
said,
said,
let us take to
let us take
ourselves
to ourselves
the houses of Yahweh in
houses of
possession.
Yahweh in possession.
Oh, my
Oh,
power,
my power,
make them like a
make
wheel,
them like a wheel,
as a stubble
as
before the
stubble
wind.
before the wind,
So like it, as a stubble before the
as a
wind,
stubble before the wind,
as a fire burns
as
the
the
wood,
fire burneth the wood,
and as a flame
and
sets
as
the
the
mountains
flame
on
setteth the
fire.
mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy
persecute them with thy
tempest,
tempest,
and make them afraid with thy
afraid
storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces
Fill
with
their
shame,
faces with shame,
that they may seek
that
thy
they may
name.
seek thy name.
Oh Yahweh,
Oh Yahweh,
let them be
let them
confounded
be confounded
and troubled forever.
troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to
let them be
shame
put to shame
and perish,
perish,
that men may know
men may know
that thou,
thou,
whose name alone
name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high
art the most high
over all the earth.
over all the earth.
So be it.
be. This is the prayer, the blessings of the past structure in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Wa Yahweh Shah,
Why Yahweh Shah,
Wa Miyaka Allah,
Why Mayaka Allah,
Wa Alahai,
Why Alahaya,
Atazabia,
Atazabia,
Alawap Yahah,
Alawap Yahanna,
Alawap,
Ha Alawapia,
Hasaranya,
Ha Saranya,
Akatazayanya,
Ha Patazayanya,
Hakoyaya,
Ha Khayaya,
Wa Wati,
Wah Wafia,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shimya,
Shem Yahweh Shah,
Wada,
for what I'm in English. Bless you, Yahweh,
bless you, Yahweh,
and Yahweh Shah,
and Yahweh Shah,
and Mike,
and Mike,
and the angels,
and the angels,
commanding General Yahanna,
General Yahanna,
the generals,
the general,
the captains,
the
officers, the troopers, and the
and the
sisters.
sisters.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh Shah,
name of Yahweh Shah,
thank you.
thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Sar, which means to turn. All right, men of it. Oh, Slaki, go ahead. Men of Israel, gird up thy loins and prepare to salute the Torah. Sar. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabrak Yah. Sar. Men of Israel, Salakia. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabrak Yajimata, Sar, face the sisters. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak. Yahweh Shabbat Alatham by Shem Yahweh Shai. Yajimata, dismissed.